Hello friends, today we are going to discuss an important topic, that is natural regions of the world. Today's topic is very important topic and it is very important in the coming exam. So in this class we are actually focusing on natural regions of the world. Now a question arises, what is natural region? Now here a question comes that about what is natural region. So please listen carefully. A natural region is one in which the natural environment consisting of physical and the biological component is relatively uniform. Now here comes two terms, that is we talked about the natural region. We talked about a natural region. So a natural region is one in which the natural environment, okay, and that is consisting of physical plus biological components, that is consisting of physical and biological component, and these physical and biological component are relatively uniform, okay. So from this we can conclude that these physical or biological component will be in homogeneous one. It means that this homogeneous one in which that the climatic condition, that is the climatic condition, soil, natural gas or natural vegetation, animal life and the human activities. That is these homogeneous means these parameter, that is climatic condition, soil, natural vegetation, animal life and the human activities, all are uniform, all are almost uniform throughout the year. Means we are talking about a region in which the climatic condition, soil, natural vegetation, animal life and the human activities, these all parameters are almost uniform throughout the year. So please remember this one, because we can ask in exam that what is natural region. So we have to define that a natural region is one in which the natural environment consisting of physical and the biological component is relatively uniform. It means that these natural or climatic region are homogeneous. These natural or the climatic regions are homogeneous one. It means that these natural or climatic region is a homogeneous one, that is consisting of climatic condition, soil, natural vegetation, animal life and human activities are almost uniform throughout the year. So please, I think up to here it's okay that you understand about the what is natural region of the world or what is the meaning of natural region. As we have already know that we have if you're talking about the general scheme of naturalism, now we are going to study about a general scheme of natural region of the world, okay. So in this case actually we have 11. Now we are in this class actually we are focusing on general schemes of natural region of the world. Okay, now in this class we are actually focusing on the general schemes of natural of the world, and as we know that we have 11 major climatic region. Okay, 11 major. Okay, and these 11 major climatic regions are basically distinguished on the basis of variations in the climatic condition and the natural vegetation. So please note it that these 11 major climatic regions are basically distinguished on the basis of variations in the climatic conditions and the natural vegetation. I think it's okay up to here that these natural vegetation are distinguished on the basis of what? On the basis of variations in the climatic conditions and the natural vegetation. So I think in this class we will focus on the equatorial region, because out of 11 region in this class we are actually focusing on the equatorial region. We are focusing on the equatorial region. Now please, I think you have a study. Equatorial region is also known as hot wet evergreen region. Equatorial region is also known as hot wet. Okay, so you have to remember that this equatorial region is also known as hot wet equatorial or evergreen region. So we will focus on this region only. Now for understanding any natural region, we have to focus on, first one, we have to identify about its location. First we are going to identify its location. Second, we have to identify its areas. Second, we have to going to identify its area. Third one is about the climatic condition, okay. And the fourth one is about what? Fourth one is about the natural vegetation. And the last one is about economy. So in order to understand about any natural region, we have to identify its location, its area, climatic condition or the climate, and the natural vegetation, and the economy of the people, okay. So we are going to study about the equatorial region. So we have to identify what is the region, means what is the location that is on the earth. So in this case, it now we are focusing on the equatorial region. So it is also called as hot wet evergreen forest. And now we are focusing on the location. Now we are going to focus on the location. So you have to understand that what is the location of equatorial region. It is said that it is generally between 10 degree north and 10 degree north to 10 degree north to 10 degree south of equator, okay. So location, what is the location? It extends what? It extends generally between 10 degree north and 10 degree south latitude. Okay. So please remember this, that equatorial region, that is hot wet evergreen region, it extends between 10 degree north to 10 degree south latitude. First one is okay. Now we are going to, we have to identify about the area. We are going to identify about the area. So this, in this case, in the area is actually the lowlands of Amazon. Second one is about the Congo, and the third one is about the Malaysia and the East Indies. Means what, from the map it will be clear, okay. From the map, if you are going to identify, this is the that is world map that is showing the equatorial region, that the world map that is showing the equatorial region. Now focus on the Africa. This is the Africa. So in Africa, that is a Zaire and the Congo basin, that is the Zaire and the Congo basin. So this is actually the Congo basin. And the what in location. Now we are focusing on the equatorial region. And we are talking about the equatorial natural vegetation, okay, or equatorial natural region. So in this region, first we are talking about the Africa. From the Africa, that is about the Congo basin. We are talking about the Congo basin and the Guinea coast, that is in the West Africa, and this one is Guinea coast, and this is about Zaire or the Congo basin. So from the Africa we get 2 points, that is Zaire, and the second one is about the Guinea coast. So this comes in the Africa, this region. Second one is about from the South America. This is South America, and from the South America you can understand that is Amazon lowland or the Amazon basin, and the coastal lowlands, that is between the Guinea and the Brazilian highlands, and the coastal, this is the coastal plains of Colombia. This also comes under the equatorial region. And now if you are talking in the Asia, that is Asia, you can see that is this is Malaysia, Indonesia, Papua, that is New Guinea, and the southern part of Philippines. This is actually the region that is shows the equatorial region. Now we are focusing on the climate. I think this region is very important. You have understand this one now. What is the location? What is the location of equatorial region? What is the location of equatorial region? Now we are going to focus on climate. Now we are going to focus on the climate. Please understand this one. As we have already studied that we are talking about the equatorial region, means the extension is between the 10 degree north to 10 degree south latitude. So we are talking about the equatorial, we are talking about the tropical, we are talking about the tropical region, means here the equatorial region is characterized with uniform high temperature. Here the region, this region, that is this region 10 degree north and 10 degree south, that is this region, basically characterized with heavy or uniform high temperature and heavy rainfall throughout the year. So from the first point you can understand that this region is basically characterized with heavy uniform or heavy high uniform or uniform high temperature, and due to this heavy rainfall throughout the year. And the second point you have to understand that the sun rays are vertically overhead for most part of the year, means this region, that is this region equator, this region basically lie or the sun ray are vertically overhead for most part of the year, means these region basically lie or the sun rays are vertically overhead for most part of the year. Okay. Third point is that the duration of the sunshine is a 12-hour daily, means if you are talking about this region, that this region basically receives sunshine in is 12 hours daily, means the region, the most part of the year the duration of the sunshine is 12 hours. And the third point is that the temperature range, that is between 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius during the year, means that is the temperature range between the throughout the year. It is shown that it is between 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now that is the great uniformity of temperature. Here the great uniformity of temperature and the mean monthly temperature. Now if you are talking about the mean monthly temperature, it is about, that is 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay. So from here we can conclude that this region will not suffer from winter. This region is not going to suffer from winter. Why? Because the temperature range is between 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius throughout the year. Now about the rainfall, this region receives highest amount of rainfall. So this region receives the highest amount of rainfall, that is ranging from 150 centimeter to 350 centimeter or more, means the highest rainfall or high rainfall you can say, and the range is between, that is 150 centimeters to 350 centimeters. Okay. Now if you're talking about the rain is well distributed. The rain is well distributed throughout the year, means this region basically receives well distributed rain throughout the year. And it is very important, it is very important to understand that the month, that is the month March, and the second month is September. These March and September month, this region receives maximum rainfall. This region receives maximum rainfall. Why? Because if you're talking about the 21st March, that is this 21st March and the 23rd December, this day the sun receives equal day. The sun receives, that is sun's ray, that is on the equator, directly on the equator, and the day is equal day and equal night. So this region means the sun ray is directly overhead on the equator. So this month, that is March month and the September month, receives these 2 months of the maximum rainfall. Okay, that is during the time of equinox. Now if you're talking about the rainfall, the rainfall is of a conventional type. And it is said that the rainfall takes place almost every day in the afternoon between 12 noon and 3 p.m. Now it is said that the rainfall that generally takes place every day is after the afternoon, is in the afternoon, that is between 12 noon and 3 p.m. So from the climatic point of view, if you are going to recall, first one is that the equatorial region is characterized with heavy uniform. The first point is that equatorial region is characterized with uniform high temperature and heavy rainfall throughout the year. First point is what? It is characterized with uniform high temperature and heavy rainfall throughout the year. First point is what? First point is about the uniform high temperature and heavy rainfall throughout the year. And the second point is that the sun's rays are vertically overhead almost throughout the year. And the duration of the sun, and third point is that the duration of the sunshine is 12 hours per day. and that is monthly mean temperature. The monthly mean temperature is between 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. That is the average, the range, the temperature range that is varies 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius during the year. And if you are talking about the rainfall, this region receives high amount of rainfall that is ranging 150 centimeter to 350 centimeters and more. And the rainfall is well distributed throughout the year. And if you're talking about this month, that is March month, and the September month, that is 21st March and the 23rd September, that is these 2 months, the rainfall is maximum. Why? During the time, that is due to the time of equinox, that is due to the time of equinox, and equinox, the sun's rays directly fall on the equator. And the what kind of rainfall is? The rainfall is of a conventional. The rainfall is of conventional type, and rainfall generally takes place after almost every day in after between 12 noon and the 3 p.m. So please remember that the rainfall takes place almost every day in afternoon, that is 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. Now we are going to study about the natural vegetation. Now we are going to study about natural vegetation. Now, first point you have to understand that it is a region of dense forest cover. It is a region of first point is that it is a region of dense forest cover. First point will be it is a region of dense forest cover, and it is also commonly known as tropical rainforest. It is also known as a tropical rainforest. It is also known as tropical rainforest. And you second point you have to remember that the Amazon tropical rainforest is also known as selvas. The second point you have to remember that Amazon tropical rainforest is also known as selvas. Okay, please remember this one because it is generally asked in exam. Now, first point we have to remember that the region is of very densely forest cover, and it is also known as tropical rainforest. It is said that the growth now, it is said that due to dense forest cover, it is said that it covers only now this, if you are talking about this region, this region covers only 6% of the earth surface. This region covers only 6% of the earth surface. Okay, but this region covers only 6% of the earth's surface, but it is a home to more than half of the world's plant species. But at the same time, this region basically a home to more than half of the world's plant species. Okay, please remember this one that this is only covers 6% of the earth's surface, but it is a home of more than half of the world population. Okay, please remember this one, very important. And you can see here that growth of all kind of plants, you can see here growth of all kind of plants you can takes place here. And the trees that are grown here is a evergreen forest. The evergreen forest, you can say, because there is no distinct reason for shedding of old leaves or putting forth of new leaves in the air. Means there is no shedding of leaves, the leaves are evergreen. Third point is that the trees grows to a height of 40 to 50 centimeter. The trees that is here grow, that is 40 to 50 meter, and form a thick canopy. The tree's height is very high. And it is also said that the forest ground is basically damp due to lack of sunlight. Now, because after, as already studied, that the rainfall generally takes place almost every day in afternoon. So this reason that the forest ground is damp or wet due to lack of sunlight. Okay, and the last one is that the leaves are broad leaves and the hardwood variety. The leaves are broad leaves and the hardwood variety. And the big what are the trees? The trees are basically mahogany. And the ebony and the rosewood and rubber and cinchona. These are the important main trees. Now, if you're talking about the human adaptation, because due to its oppressive and impenetrable vegetation, because as we have already stated that these regions are very densely populated, these regions are very densely forested, these regions are generally covered with dense forest. So due to its oppressive and the impenetrable region or impenetrable vegetations, what is due to its oppressive and impenetrable region, it is difficult for the man to survive in this region and develop. Okay, so now human beings actually has been started to, or has been now what happened, the human beings basically, due to the advanced shifting cultivation, they started to grow some of the crops so that they can adapt themselves according to the geographical condition found here. Means why? Due to its oppressive and impenetrable vegetations, it is difficult for the men to survive in this season. But due to the advanced ones, that is shifting cultivation, the men or the settlements, the human beings started to grow certain types of crop which have been able, now human beings basically started to grow certain crops which have been able to adapt themselves according to the geographical condition of the found here. Means now human beings basically started shifting cultivation, okay, so that they can grow certain crops, that they can grow certain crops which have been able to adapt themselves according to the geographical condition of the air. And what are the main crops that is grown here? First one is about wet rice, tropica and mangoes. And second point, we have to remember the sugar cane, rubber, tea, coffee, coconut, tobacco, cinchona, species, and the teak. These are also called as, that is and also the plantation crops are also practiced like natural rubber and cocoa. Okay, so from here we can conclude that this hot wet equatorial region basically consist of, means if you are talking about about the hot wet equatorial region, you have to write the first point about the distribution, that is it is found between 5 degree north, or it is found between what, it is found between 5 degree and 10 degree north and south of the equator. Means if you are talking about it is found between 10 degree north and 10 degree south of the latitude. And about the areas, if you are talking, you have to make draw this diagram first. You are going to draw this diagram so that I can give you good marks, or so that I can give now, so that you will get a good marks in any exam. First draw this diagram, the first draw this world map and locate this area. You have to locate this area, okay. So the area is about the Amazon, the Congo, that is in Africa, Malaysia and the East Indies, that is in Asia. About the Amazon, that is in South America, Congo, that is in Africa, and the Malaysia and the East Indies, that is in Asia. So this is the areas. Now we are talking about the climate, so you have to focus on that is the great uniformity of climate data. That is great uniformity of climate and the average or the mean monthly temperature, that is between the 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. And that is little variations. If you are talking about the variations, maximum or minima, that will be very little. So it is a region of no winter, means this region does not get any winter. And here the region heavy precipitated and well distributed throughout there. So you have to write only this point. And the last one is that about the natural vegetation, that is lush vegetation. Lush vegetation means that is the region is of densely forest cover. The less that is lush vegetation means what? It is a region of densely forest, or it is a region of a dense forest cover. That is also called as a tropical rainforest. Now if you are talking about the Amazon tropical rainforest, it is called as selvas. And the evergreen trees means the trees does not shed their leaves, so these are evergreen trees, and these are basically the tropical hardwood. What are the example? That is mahogany, ebony, green heart, cabinet wood and the dyewood. These are example you can write in the natural vegetation. Now if you are talking about the economy, that is most primitive, that is hunters and the collectors. If most primitives, that is hunter and why? Due to its oppressive and impenetrable vegetation, it is difficult for the men to survive in this season. And due to the advanced one, shifting cultivation has been started. So the people started to grow certain types of crop so that they can adapt themselves according to the geographical conditions that is found here. And some of the plantation crops they started to practice, that is natural cover and the cocoa. I think in this class we have already discussed about the hot wet equatorial climate, that is equatorial region or hot wet evergreen region. So in the next class we are going to cover about what? About the tropical grassland. Thank you.